Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at XRP on this video. So XRP has made its move and could be in what I think is called an accumulation zone. And this is something I anticipated because we accumulated here, rallied up, reaccumulated here, rallied up. And I said this when this rally happened. I said, look, get out, if you want to. Telling people on my Telegram, this is a big move. It's going to come back down to the 200 exponential, wherever that might be at the time. Now, that was with or without this whole FUD business. So, we've got news, we've got scandal, we've got all kind of crazy stuff going on, and it brought the price down a lot faster than I expected. But look at where we've managed to reclaim at the moment is the 200 exponential. So, in this kind of situation, this could end up being a very aggressive, volatile accumulation range, all right? Which is that's fine because an accumulation zone is to be buying at, not really to be trying to trade it. Do you know what I mean? This could be the top of it, this could also be the bottom of it, but we won't know really until these moving averages all start to catch up with each other. Basically, all the moving averages will end up converging amongst the 200 exponential, and the price will be going up and below, not giving you any kind of edge. Anyway, these are the sort of things I'll be teaching on my Patreon channel. If you want to subscribe, there's a link below. You'll be getting exclusive content, tutorials. You get access to 2 live streams, like Q&As with me every week. And there is a top tier for those who really want full access to information from me. But have a look at the Patreon channel below. Subscribe to that. I'd be very grateful. Every little helps for me, definitely. And like I say, those are the sort of things I'll be teaching amongst this. But in a nutshell, accumulation, isn't confirmed until we've basically not got any edge anymore. Now, if we measure out these moves here, this was a 50% move thereabouts in the space of a day, and I actually think it was a little bit strange that happened after the XLM move, and that's a good move, right? XLM did 100% in a day, on the back of the announcement that they were going to be working with Ukrainian banks, and maybe they're copying the source code. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but essentially being adopted in an institutional fashion for its technicals, for its fundamentals, for its use case. So if XLM has that ability, I'm pretty confident that XRP does. They both work in pretty much exactly the same fashion. And once this court case is over, or maybe there'll be some kind of settlement to say that if you want to be adopted, you need to hand over your money to an escrow account, for us to all pool into. I don't know what, I'm no conspiracy theory, but I've heard a few things, and that would make sense. If you want to settle this and you want to be adopted, you want to be a global bridge currency, you can't be a private company that holds on to billions, probably even trillions of dollars of value. There'll have to be some kind of compromise there, and maybe that'll be the settlement to this court case. Again, I'm no conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to go into those details. I look at charts and I try to trade them. So what I'm looking for now, and again, I'm no financial advisor either, is this is going to be a very hard time to try and trade this. But over time it'll get easier. Now, if we miss the move and this does rocket and go to the moon, we've missed the move. No problem. There's plenty of moves out there on other currencies, other coins. There's always opportunity out there, but it's better to limit risk. And at the moment, yes, we've just reclaimed this, but it's not been, we are still holding above it, but in an accumulation zone. We'll have a look at these previous ones. So this one was coming out of a bear market, so we were beneath the moving averages most of the time. This one was after the first significant pump, so we'll just have a look at this a bit closer. So this is the reaccumulation zone, which is something that I'm looking to find a similarity to over time with XRP. So big move up and then reaccumulate, finding our support on the 200 exponential, going below it, above it, testing it, above it, below it, and all the other moving averages basically turning into one big tangled mess, which makes it very hard to trade, which is what I'm expecting to see happen with XRP now. So this will be something that's going to become more obvious over time, but it's also something that I predicted would happen with XRP anyway after this kind of move. I did say that the time to get back in would be when we're back down at the 200 exponential, with or without this crazy stuff. I didn't predict that. That was a black swan event, but it's nice to see that supports and resistances are being respected. Like we at the bottom of this accumulation zone here, 17 cent, that big super wick all the way down 17 cent, the top of the accumulation zone here, and we used that already as support. So it's playing out pretty well. It's not dead in my opinion. In fact, it's become a reasonably predictable chart with the supports and resistances. So we will be able to get a fix on this soon. But for the moment, there's definitely a lot of risk there. This could come back down all the way down here, come back all the way down here. And just to put things in context, in an accumulation zone, things can be volatile. The initial accumulation zone was all the way at the top of this box, all the way down to the bottom of this box. That's basically 20%, and that was before the volatility had even entered the market. Okay. The next one was here. This was a little bit less, and it was a very boring range. But I would imagine after this, a big move like this, a giant volatility, that this accumulation zone will likely be quite volatile. It could even be as much as 50%. So, in that respect, it's really difficult to try and get a position in it when I'm expecting a possible 50% range of accumulation. Now, it might not be a 50% range. It could play out generally within this blue box territory, and if that was good, then that would be about a 13% range. There'll be spikes up and spikes down, which is why I'm saying this will be very difficult to trade with leverage and anything like that. It's going to be very difficult to get a position in that. But if that ends up being respected, and this ends up being roughly the range, then that's okay. Now, worst case scenario, the accumulation zone, these moving averages are going to be moving all over the place. This is currently still going down and will continue to go down provided the price actions beneath it. If we reclaim this one, I would imagine we go quite bullish. But if this was the range and the bottom of the range was down here, that's a 46% range of accumulation, and that's not out the realms of possibility. If Bitcoin can't behave itself and decides it wants to come down, then it's going to bring that back down, probably back down to there. That you can understand how that is definitely possible. But still, in my opinion, holding this range is an accumulation zone, and one to be, I suppose, maybe scaling into to an extent, and that's what I would intend on doing. Not going crazy. I'm not expecting for anyone to hand me the moon on a stick here. This is a risky asset, especially with what's going on with it. But in my opinion, the market cycle that I charted out on this channel maybe about a year ago now did suggest that these sort of things is what's going to happen. I didn't suggest that there's going to be a court case, for instance, but I did say that there's going to be stair steps up, and there'll be fake outs, and there'll be massive crashes. And we're not going to be looking to see anything substantial take place with XRP until between January and May. May was probably my preferred target. After May, then we will see probably some massive moves with XRP. But for the moment, looks like we are entering that reaccumulation zone, and the reaccumulation zone could take place within a 40% range. Now, obviously, something could happen tomorrow, and it will launch all the way to the moon. So, take what I say with a pinch of salt. But I try to play with risk in mind rather than price. I try to trade thinking about levels of risk rather than thinking about price targets. So the levels of risk are high, especially here. But it's, in my opinion, this token isn't dead. It's not dead at all, but we don't have confirmation yet. We'll have to see how this plays out over the weeks and months ahead. That's all I've got to say on it. But thank you for watching. Join my Telegram, join my Patreon if you really like the content, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Take it easy.